I'm not sure what this is. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at here. And I don't know what this is. Obviously giant cowboy boots, because why not? All right, another one of those weird things I can't figure out what it is. All-Star Music is one of 3 hotel sections that make up the All-Star Resorts. Each section, sports, music, and movies, have a distinct theme. The hotel buildings are 3 stories and motel style, where the hotel doors open up to the exterior. For music specifically, there are 5 musical genres represented around the room buildings. And we're going to check out each section of those as well as our individual room. But first, the lobby. The lobby is called Melody Hall, which you'll find the check-in desk, concierge, notable games arcade, Maestro Mickey's gift shop, and intermission food court. I am a fan of these giant headphones. Along the wall here, just a bunch of pictures of famous musicians. More recently, Lady Gaga's right there. Coldplay is right there. Swiftie, Taylor Swift. Let's see. Anybody else was with Jay-Z? Aerosmith, Adele. Yeah. And here's even a All-Star Music Hall of Fame. Again, just all about Selena Gomez, apparently. Here is Notable Games Arcade. Hours are from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. We're just gonna go in real quick to show you guys around. But it's a decent size arcade. Are you going in? Oh, and we said bye-bye to Jared. You gonna go play?
See, the thing is, it'll just be basketball.
Just basketball? All right, well, whatever you want to do.
Let's take the ice one.
Okay. And see you later. Here are the recreation activities that you can do at the resort. And these are pretty standard for all of the All-Stars. So the arcade, obviously, you can design your own mosaic. That's pretty cool. Poolside activities, arts and crafts. You get the campfire, arcade games tournament, okay. Poolside after dark, complimentary crafts, and the movie Under the Stars, which today, Monday, is Zootopia. I've always wanted to do one of the caricatures. They're not out all of the time, but $25 a person, $35, $45, maybe we'll do it someday. Maybe.
I could draw you.
Could you?
I'm not saying it'd be that good.
Oh, okay, just so we're clear. Here's intermission food court. Let's take a look at what we can get in here. So here's the seating area. Now, if I remember correctly, the seating area goes like way far back there, like way far. So it's very skinny, but you can get lunch to dinner, 11 to 11, chicken stir fry, shrimp and grits, burgers, chicken strips, grilled cheese, pizza, pasta, and then bakery items as well. You can always place a mobile order. And here are what some of the things look like. So here you have the ice cream desserts area, all the baked goods, which, ooh, some of these look good. Danishes. I love a good Danish. Oh, there's a carrot cake one. That's Thumper from Bambi. Cookies, dome cakes, more cupcakes. The chicken stir fry, beef, salmon, hot dog, shrimp and grits, stuff like that. The market for all of the grab and go items you want to get. And then chicken strips, burgers, pizza, etc. Here is one of the 100th anniversary Disney 100 resort mugs. They're pretty. There's those. And here is one with the silver top. Very pretty. And here is Singing Spirits, which is like a pastor bar. So you can go into the other side to get it, or you can come in here. Either one. It isn't very big, but I'm sure it serves delicious drinks. I do like the fact that there's a pizza pickup window. It's a nice touch. There's a bit of a glare, but you can kind of see the theming with the new style cartoon of the Mickey Mouse cartoons, playing music in a restaurant. I like it. Queen Hall of Fame over here. It's hard to see it. It's kind of dark to see, but it does say Queen. This is the door to get to the bus transportation, which I'll go show you now. Everybody needs buses, right? So I'll take you all of these places. And I love the TVs that show you the times of how long it'll be till the next bus, as they have it at all the other resorts. Unfortunately, these bus lines are not covered. So if it's summer, you're waiting for a bus, you will get hot. You will have the sun beating down on your face. So sunscreen it up, kids. We're going to Maestro Mickey's. They have 100th anniversary merchandise, some 50th. This is stuff you can find in the parks. So really nothing special as far as like, you're not going to find anything that's like individual to the resort, I don't think. Except for this. This might be. I do like this orange coat. This isn't resort specific, but I don't know. You know what? If they do, it's not that much. I know Art of Animation does. I know some of the deluxe resorts do.
Yeah.
But you can find ears, more clothes, some Loungefly over here. And then back here you can get more snacks and like grab and go stuff back here. Like treats and whatnot. And then they do sell medicine. If you need medicine, they will have it here. And of course, toys. Because of course. I kind of like this pillow. It's pretty. Am I a fan of this shirt? Debatable. We've done the inside stuff. We are going to talk about each section of the resort. All right, so here is a map, a directory of the resort, and you can see how the resort is laid out. So we are here, Melody Hall, and it's just like kind of like a long resort. So there are 10 buildings, and I think each section is like 2 buildings, I want to say. I think that's right. So we've got the Calypso section, which is 1 and 10. We've got Jazz, which is 2 and 9. We've got 3 and 4, which is like rock and roll. 5 and 6 is the Country Fair section. And 7 and 8 is Broadway or Broadway Hotel. And if you forget all that, it'll tell you right here. Before we go into each section, I do want to point out the pool here. And they're starting their games. Yeah, this is the pool section. And you can see the 3 caballeros in the middle. Ah! Hi, kids. Right here is also where they have the campfire every night, as we talked about in the recreation activities that they are due at the hotel. Okay, starting at the literal back of the property is the Country Fair section. I'm not sure what this is. Is this like a guitar plug-in thing? Like an electric guitar? Like I don't know what I'm looking at here. But anyway, this is one of the icons for the Country Fair section. And on the buildings you'll see a CF display, kind of like a belt buckle. And I don't know what this is. Again, I'm trying to I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't know. Am I just being dumb? Anyway, here's another one. And so here you have a banjo and a giant violin, which you'll see the same on this building. And these buildings kind of form a V. So they kind of bow out as you go toward Melody Hall. Obviously giant cowboy boots, because why not? And they're pretty much the same on the other side as well. So these buildings are mirror images kind of each other, kind of. But yeah, so these 2 buildings are Country Fair, and there's a little park in here. Picnic tables. It's kind of nice. As we walk around this little park area out of Country Fair, we come to the smaller of the two pools. All right, another one of those weird things I can't figure out what it is. And we move over into the Rock In section, or like the rock and roll section. Now, these are made up of buildings 3 and 4, and you can see on each side of the buildings you have like a speaker, like an amplifier, which makes sense. And just like the Country Fair section, when I'm assuming all the other sections, the big structures are the same on each side. So you have electric guitars, and then you have what looks like a jukebox in the middle, and I'll get closer to that. But yeah, a lot of notes on the balconies, which you see in every section. There's always musical notes, but then the symbol is whatever the theme is for that section. So we have records for this one. And on display is a Chevy Bel Air. Here's a closer look at the jukebox arch, I guess. And the checkered floor, which is very indicative of like the 50s, I would say. And if you keep going past this section, you will see All-Star Sports. That's how close these buildings are. And rounding out is what I'm going to call the back 6 is the Broadway Hotel section. And the side, you can see it says stage door, which is supposed to be like a theater, supposed to represent a theater. And this is the section we're staying in, which, if you know Jared, he was very excited about that. The buildings obviously have the music notes, but they also have a bow tie, a hat, a cane, I guess, and gloves. This is kind of a cool touch. So like, I guess you're supposed to be in New York because there's a bunch of New York signs and like you're on the street here. I think that's kind of cool. And the big structures are billboards, as you would see in New York for musicals. So we have Mary Poppins, Frozen, there's Lion King back there, Aladdin back there, Newsies over on the side over here, Ada back there, Lion King, Aladdin, and Frozen again. Nothing amazing as far as structures go, but Beauty and the Beast as well. Nothing amazing, but I like the way they set it up, and that's supposed to be like a fake ticket booth. And at the end of this section toward the parking lot, looks like it's supposed to be a park. I'm guessing Central Park? I don't know, I've never been to New York. But benches, walkway, just a little thing. But I like it, it's nice theming. It looks very New York. And I'll come show you the pool over here. Again, it's close, so I can't really show you much, but you can see it's a piano pool. You can see the keys right there, shaped like a piano. All of the All-Star Resort sections, sports, music, movies, all have 2 pools. One bigger pool and one smaller pool. Pop Century has 3. Hippy Dippy Pool, the bowling pool, and the computer pool, I think. So Pop Century has 3, even though, because it's a bigger resort. Art of Animation also has 3 pools. It has the Little Mermaid pool, has the Big Blue pool, and the Cozy Cone pool. So All-Star, even though the sections are smaller with only 2 pools, really, when you think about it, there's 6. If you add them all together. Coming to our next section is the jazz section, or what they call Jazz In. So the structure on the sides here is a person playing a saxophone. And on the opposite section, you have someone playing a trumpet. Now the symbols on these buildings are instruments, jazz instruments, like the saxophone, the trumpet, and the trombone. And the main structure over here is a drum set. It's a giant drum set. In the middle of the jazz section, it's a main walkway because this is where people get from the back section of the resort all the way up to Melody Hall through here. So there is a fountain. It's just kind of nice and very soothing. Now they don't specifically say this is supposed to be like New Orleans themed, but it very much gives off that vibe. Now if you go behind the jazz section toward the parking lot, you will find a playground, which if there are any kids in there, I'm not going to film, but I just want to show you that there are There's a playground in here. It's all sand. It is a sand bottom, so be prepared for that. But it's decent for your littles if you need to get out some wiggles. Rounding out our last section is Calypso. And Calypso has these giant bongos on the sides of the buildings. That's the same for each one. And on the sides of these buildings, you can see, of course, the music notes, but also the toucans and birds. Each of the buildings also has a set of maracas on each side here and there, and also on the other side here and there. And in the middle, you have a giant chime, I guess? Yeah, it's some kind of wind instrument. I am so sorry. I am not familiar with the name, but it's beautiful. And you see all the animals in there as well. I even like the greenery is different over here too. It's a nice touch. And the Calypso section was going to be where you're going to find all of the preferred rooms because they're the closest to Melody Hall, the lobby. Right by the pool, you have vending, laundry room. There's also bathrooms for the pool, and this little, looks very Caribbean. Now that we have covered everything you can do at the resort, from the lobby to the arcade to the shops to the food court to the pools and what the individual buildings for the rooms look like, let's go take a look at our room. Now, we already did a tour on this. We're going to put that right here.
We are right when you walk in. You have, a nice table here.
So there are two queens in this room, but this one is the only one that's out all the time. This is a Murphy bed.
Yes.
Right here, so we'll show you how to do that, which is pretty.
But yeah, this pulls down very easily into another bed. And this one has, each one of them has little design. This one's got Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
So you can see that this represents all of the All-Star Resorts. So you've got sports right here, you've got movies, and you have music, and they're sleeping.
Yes.
But this is present in all of the All-Star rooms.
And if you want to turn that light comes on, you can flip this, and that does turn it off.
Yes.
So you can do that.
Yeah. But it will go off when you close it.
Yes.
Also.
One thing to note, these beds are just as comfortable as the regular beds.
I agree.
So
I can't tell a difference. Yeah. So these are two queens. Obviously, you can fit 4 people in here. 5 if you have a child under 3. This is a great place over here to put a pack and play.
Yes.
For said child. Otherwise, it's 260 square feet for these All-Star rooms. That's kind of tight. So, that's a small room. And when this is down, it feels even tighter. Yeah,
you can see, if it wasn't for that, the Murphy bed definitely makes it feel like you get more space because it would be very tight. You got a little room over here, but for the most part, it's pretty tight this way. So the Murphy bed, I think, is nice too. Plus, with people like us with kids, you've got a table where they can play or color, eat.
If you had 4 adults in here, I'm not sure that would be a wise decision, just because it's going to be very tight. But you could definitely do 2 adults and 2 kids and make it work better.
Yes.
But yeah, when we stay in these kind of rooms like Pop Century or whatever in the past, we mostly keep this up because our kids need a table.
Yeah, and it's a decent sized table for kids to do stuff on. One nice touch I will say, first off, we have all the pillows. I'm pretty sure they give us all the pillows.
Yeah.
They're all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
part of the whole
5,
resort.
6, there's 8 pillows.
Yeah.
8.
You can see you got some artwork up here of Minnie, Mickey, and Donald. Yeah.
Yep.
So one thing that's nice, first off, it's got USB ports everywhere in outlets, but each one has its own built-in wall nightstand. So you got one that side, you got one right there, and you have one right here, and all of them have USB ports and outlets, so which is really nice.
And there's also outlets and USB ports right here as well.
Yeah, there's 2.
There's a ton, you guys, and it's great. Yeah. I do want to mention they have changed the resort room TV.
It just now showed our name. Earlier, it wasn't showing our name.
I think it wasn't it didn't register yet, so we had to come in here and looked earlier to see if the remote was working.
But our remote's not working, we got to figure that out. But yeah. They have changed that video screen.
But yeah, it's I think Riviera was the first place we stayed at where it had the smart TV, and that was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's slowly making its way.
Okay, so we have some drawer space and the safe and everything. Don't forget the Bible. The Bible's over here too.
There you go.
And then a little bit of drawers. They're kind of soft close. No, not really. Kind of. And this is our stuff. Don't look at our stuff.
Don't look at that. Don't look at that.
And then this is the fridge cooler. It's very small.
Not huge. None of them are
Very
really huge.
small,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
Jared likes this drawer.
Well, this is nice if you're going to stay for like a week. You've got a space to put, because you got space here. Plus, you have shelves up here to put stuff. You've got a coffee maker that does have Joffrey's.
This Joffrey's decaf, artisan roast.
They even got some tea if you want as well.
And I do have the 50th anniversary one still. Let's go over here this way. Let's look at the bathrooms. Well, first of all, you got hooks. You have hooks.
Yes.
These hooks are good for your lounge fly, wet bathing suits, robes.
I don't know who's wearing robes, but anyways.
Robes. And it does come with a pocket door now. Bye-bye.
Which is nice. Yeah.
And soft clothes.
That part's nice because we were talking about if you do, have a pack and play with a little one here, that door's quiet enough where you're not risking waking them up if you got to go, bathroom middle of the night, things like that.
Closet space. Not huge, but enough to put your shoes down here, enough to hang up some clothes. And then it's a good place to put like bags and stuff that you just want to get out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
More shelf space over here. Ironing board, iron, dryer.
Sink.
One sink, which is okay. I will say they do have the facial soap or the bar soap or whatever, but there is no lotion.
Unless we don't know if you ask. You might get it if you ask, but we'll see.
I like lotion, so I like to mention that. Here is the regular toilet and shower. They did used to have a shower curtain. They have taken that out. It is renovated. Now it's the glass, which I like better. It does have the pumps for the shampoo, conditioner, and the body wash. And is it a rainfall shower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rainfall shower head there.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
So nice little setup. It is pretty tight in here. You're not going to get a lot of room with the all-star rooms. It's not terrible in here, but you have to sacrifice some space in here to make more room in here. Because again, these rooms just aren't that big.
Right.
Would you stay in here for a week?
With kids, you could. You might lose your mind, but it'd be tight. But you could.
It's as long. If you keep that up, like I said, keep up the Murphy bed. You have way more space to work with. I think you won't feel as,
right,
close together like sardines.
Yeah. We're
in building 7. We are in the Broadway section, which is almost us at the very end of the property. Do you want to come see?
Let's go look.
Let's go look. So we're also on the 3rd floor.
It's very quiet out here.
It's very quiet because if you look toward that way, that is the back of the property.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of tour bus parking over here.
A lot of trees.
Not a lot of people.
It's pretty quiet back here.
Really quiet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of far from the lobby area and everything. So that kind of is not super convenient if you are going to take the buses and be eating in the food court area. Intermission. Is it intermission? Melody Hall. Melody Hall is what it's called. The lobby. But anyways, I'm glad we are here to kind of check out the renovation, to see how it compares to both All-Star Movies, which we've stayed at, and like Pop Century. Not a lot of theming touches, just to kind of run this out. Not a lot of theming touches, just a little bit in the headboard area over here. The chairs, kind of. But they're all themed to like All-Star in general.
Right,
It's not like specific to music.
Well, because you got sports, music, or that's movies and then music. So they're represented all over the
but
thing.
it's very
and it's the hardwood. Or whatever you want to call it, the laminate flooring. Yeah.
I do like this. Carpet is not my friend. Just FYI, you can get housekeeping. I believe it's every other day here at the All-Stars.
Okay.
So no longer is it just until you leave, you get nothing.
Yeah.
I think you can request to be more frequent, but you just have to contact the front desk. So, anything else I should mention?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Okay.
Not a complicated room. So if you have any questions about the room, feel free to comment below.
Yeah.
But yeah, not huge rooms, but if you're going to be especially if you're going to go to the parks a lot, just want a place to sleep, this is a place to do that.
It's great.
So, yeah.
And if you're going with a big group, and it's affordable, so you can get rooms. Sometimes you get connecting rooms, or rooms that are close together. I'm not sure if any connect.
Yeah, so
there are connecting
this
rooms,
would be where they would connect right here.
Right there? Okay.
So if it was a
remember.
connecting room, so you could technically get connecting rooms, but
Okay.
we don't have one here.
Okay. That's it for this one.
Yeah, so thanks for watching. And like I said, if you got any questions, comment below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave us a like, and we'll talk to you guys soon. So,
Bye.
bye.